Libra rising. As soon as we kick off December the 1st, we have a new moon in Sagittarius, and this will be occurring in your third house of learning, communication, and travel. Now, this is already a very emphasized area of life for you because we have Mercury retrograde occurring in this house. So there is a lot of, frustration and tension when it comes to communication, when it comes to travel, or even when it comes to like your higher mind, spirituality, or maybe you're doing like a creative project that requires your mind, that requires like your mental stimulation and your creativity. So there may be a lot of going back and forth, a lot of revisiting, a lot of reanalyzing. Things may not be going the way you want them to go, but the universe and your higher self are supporting you to make necessary changes so you can be on the path that you're meant to be on. So with this new moon in Sagittarius, although we do have Mercury retrograde that can bring some blocks or obstacles or some setbacks, the new moon will provide you with a stepping stone or something positive occurring during this time related to your third house, related to a project you're working on, or communication, learning, your high mind, your spirituality, or even travel. Sagittarius rules over travel. It's ruled by Jupiter. It's all about hope and faith and positivity. If you look at your opposite energy from the third house, it's Jupiter sitting right there in the ninth house. So although you may feel some tension or frustration, this new moon will bring some positive change, some positive shift, because new moons are all about new beginnings, new cycles, and new chapters. And as we have this new moon in Sagittarius, although Mercury retrograde will still continue, by the next 2 weeks after the new moon, you will feel a significant change and shift within you, and we'll get into that. December the 6th, we have Mars retrograde in Leo at 6 degrees, and this will be occurring in your 11th house of friendships, groups, your communities, and hopes and wishes for the future. Now, Mars will be in retrograde until February the 23rd of 2025. So with Mars being in your 11th house, there can be some conflicts or some frustration or tension with friends, groups, any group you're part of, or any community, or even like an internal conflict with your hopes and wishes for the future. Now, although a lot of people stress out over retrogrades because it can be a stressful time, but these energies happen and occur because there is a reason behind them, a spiritual reason, a higher purpose. And retrogrades give us an opportunity to reflect, to revisit, to reanalyze, to reorganize, and to make shifts and changes. So there may be like an ego battle with other people during this time. There could even be like a power struggle because Mars is very alpha. And although you are a peacemaker, you may still find the Martian part of your personality coming out. Although you're very Venusian, Mars is the opposite of Venus, there's still Mars, masculine, alpha, the spiritual warrior that exists within you. That part of you is within you. It may not be as dominant, but definitely with this retrograde, you can feel and sense it come out much more. Or you may even bump into people, or you may have some friends that are very Mars dominated, and you start to see that they are very tense during this time, or very intense, or they seem to get more triggered easily. So you got to be very careful. You are a peacemaker, but your patience will be tested with your friends, with your communities, and even with your hopes and wishes for the future during this time. So anytime you feel some frustration or tension build up, or if you get into a situation with other people, channel the Venusian peacemaker that you are, and channel the peace and the balance, the natural gift of that you have, so that any storm that occurs, any wildfire that occurs, you can heal it and set it free. December the 7th, we have Venus that moves into Aquarius, and on the same day we have Neptune going direct at 27 degrees. Let's start off with Venus. Isn't it interesting? I just spoke about Mars, and now we're talking about Venus, and you're ruled by Venus. Now, Venus will be moving into your 5th house, and it will be in a conjunction with Pluto, because Pluto is currently in Aquarius for the next 20 years. So being in your 5th house, which is about the inner child, about creativity, this could also rule over romance and relationships, dating, and also children as well. So for you, especially because love is always in the air, relationships play such a huge role in your life, there could be a lot of intensity with relationships. There can be a lot of Plutonian themes coming out, so you got to be mindful and watch out for any type of compulsive behavior or any type of possessiveness or any type of jealousy, whether you start to find these traits within you or the person you're seeing or the people you're around, because a Pluto and Venus conjunction can really trigger that, and it can really bring those themes out, so you can do the shadow work. And also you can feel, on another lens, you can feel like a very soul, heartfelt, deep spiritual bond during this time with either your creativity or if you're dating and seeing somebody. So this could be a very transformational time for you. It could be a time you can do a lot of shadow work and a lot of healing as well. And as Venus starts to move forward and moves away from Pluto, it will get much more easier, and you will feel very creative, very happy and joyful. Your inner child is going to be out more alive, and you may feel more romantic, and dating is going to be super important. And if you have children, you may be connecting with them more, and it's going to just be a happy, blissful time. Although Pluto is still in your 5th house, so it is bringing a lot of intensity, but as Venus starts to move away, it will get much more easier. And also let's take a look at Neptune and how that will be impacting you. So on the same day, Neptune goes direct in your 6th house. So your 6th house rules over work, your daily habits and routine, and also your wellness. So if there was any confusion or any mist or any fog and things weren't looking as clear, now that energy will pass and things will start to look much more better and brighter. And any lessons that you've learned throughout Neptune being in retrograde, apply the lessons so you can move forward, and there will be clarity. There will be light at the end of the tunnel with this area of life. December the 15th, we have a full moon in Gemini, and also Mercury goes direct at 6 degrees of Sagittarius. So this will be impacting your 3rd and 9th house axis. Let's start off with a full moon in Gemini, which is occurring in your 9th house of higher learning, higher education, travel, spirituality, your spiritual beliefs and philosophy. So we already have Jupiter here blessing you with expansion and growth in this area of life. Now with the full moon occurring, this is connected with the new moon that occurs on the 1st day of December. So as I was saying earlier on, if you're feeling some type of frustration or block, like you're trying to move forward in life, whether it has to do with communication or travel, whether it has to do with your mind, and if you're doing like a project that involves your creativity or involves speaking or writing, or if you're in education, if there's been certain setbacks or things you've had to really go over and there's been frustration or tension, there's going to be a huge release during this full moon. There's going to be something that you have to either let go of, detox, release, or remove that makes room for you to move forward now. And this may just naturally happen where you're not even putting any thought into it. It's just the universe is orchestrating it, where things just work out the way they're meant to work out, and things just fall in place, and you'll feel that shift, you'll feel that change in this area of life so you can move forward. And this is also emphasized because Mercury, the planet of communication and travel and learning, is going to be going direct during the same day as this full moon. And Gemini is also ruled by Mercury, so there's just so much emphasis here on things moving forward, life picking the pace up again. Although we have a Mars retrograde, when it comes to your 3rd and 9th house, when it comes to your mind, your mentality, your spirituality, your higher mind, your spiritual practices and beliefs and philosophies, education, studying, learning, even travel, those themes will now move forward, and you will see things pick their pace up, move forward, and you will see the expansion, because Jupiter is also in your 9th house. So this is a pivotal time where things do start to move forward. Yes, you have a lot of lessons to learn with Mars being in the 11th house, but other than that, things are moving forward for you now. So this is a positive time. December the 21st, the Sun moves into Capricorn, and this will be moving into your 4th house of home, family, your ancestry, even your spirituality and your intuition. And that's going to be a huge energy, a huge theme for the next month. especially because on December the 30th, we have a new moon in Capricorn at 9 degrees. New moons are about new beginnings, new cycles, and new chapters. So something new can occur, something can manifest during this time. You may see some type of growth or expansion in this area of life. If you've been really working hard at work and your home has been kind of just not getting the TLC it needs, there may be like a breakthrough that occurs where you start to have more time to be at home with your family, or you make some sacred time during this new moon where you're spending a lot of time at home, or there's something that occurs that has to do with home or family or your ancestry or even your spirituality and intuition that is quite profound for you, whether that has to do with like moving houses or redecorating, or a new change, a new arrival happening in your family, or something progressing. This will be the time. So Libra rising, I hope you have an incredible, beautiful, transformational month ahead, and I hope you enjoyed your horoscope. Catch you later.